Former Deputy Chief of Staff under Bush 43 and a Fox News contributor. Karl, good to see you. So what do you make of Dershowitz's comments?
I think that right now we got a lot of hysteria on the left. I just simply say little whiteboard action here.
Okay.
We had a president who orchestrated a cover-up of a burglary of the Democratic National Committee. So the suggestion that President Trump shared intelligence information in a meeting with the Russians regarding ISIS, that's worse than that. How about the president who kept the fact that he had a stroke was incapacitated from the public for over a year? Woodrow Wilson. What President Trump did is worse than that. How about the president who had ex parte illegal communication with the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court regarding the Dred Scott decision, encouraging the court to come down in favor of declaring that black people were property? James Buchanan. I could keep go on and on, but is Dershowitz really serious about this?
I think you have to admit it's hyperbole when you see all those other examples. Not to mention, by the way, more recently we had a president who allowed ISIS to grow and flourish by calling them the JV team, suggesting that they weren't that big a threat.
Well, look, that's a judgment, but let's go to that same president who we know now misled the American people deliberately about the provisions of the nuclear agreement with Iran, and then traded money for hostages with those two planes sitting on the tarmac in Switzerland, and again lied to the American people about it. And while we're on that issue, what about the White House that countenanced the American people being told that the Benghazi incident was the result of a video that nobody saw? I mean, we got plenty of this. So my recommendation would be settle down, deal with the things, with the facts as we know them. We can have a disagreement about what the import of those is, but the suggestion that this is the worst thing a president has ever said or done is just simply way over the top.
Well, Karl, here's another thing you have to deal with. Somebody broke the law again. This information, while it's okay for the president, you could agree or disagree as to whether it was a good idea. If it's true that he gave out intel, he's still not breaking the law as a result of doing that, because he's the one who decides what is secret and what is not. But somebody did break the law by telling the Washington Post exactly what that information was and where it came from. The Washington Post withheld some of that information. Good for them for that, although I think their screaming headlines were over the top. But somebody leaked classified information. That's against the law. Who do you think the leakers are?
Well, I don't know, but we have two sets of leakers. We have current administration officials, people who are now serving in the government, and then we have former government officials. And I see the latter, the former government officials. I think what happened there is that the country, what sort of appears to be the case is that this had to do with ISIS bomb-making activity, and it might have involved a description of the particular city where this activity was being done, and that information was collected developed by another intelligence service of a foreign government, and it may have been that in order to send a shot across President Trump's bow, that country's security service told a former U.S. government official, go tell the American press what he did, here's what he did. So that part of it, nobody broke the law there, because that was an intelligence service feeding to a former government official. But look, this administration has so many leaks. I wonder who's manning the pumps to keep them from going under. And it's not just on this, but a whole variety of things. And these leaks don't serve the country, and they don't serve the president.
Well, you got to get rid of the leakers, and I suspect a lot of Obama leftovers are the source. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Karl Rove, good to see you, my friend. Thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate it. Melissa.